What would you do if you were days away from closing on your home? The boxes are packed, the moving truck is scheduled, and then you get a call that says, Houston, we have a problem. Well, this happens more often than people realize, and most of the time it has nothing to do with the house itself. It usually comes down to something the buyer did without realizing how closely the loan process is monitored. And here's the important part. Many of these situations are classic first-time home buyer mistake moments. They're common, they're understandable, and they're completely avoidable when you know what to watch for. So today, we're breaking down 5 things that can kill your closing and exactly what to do instead so that you can stay on track all the way to the keys. Let's jump in. Number 1, making a major purchase. Once buyers have pre-approved, it's easy to assume the hard part is over. That's when decisions like buying a car, financing furniture, purchasing appliances, or even using no payment for 12 months options start to feel safe. But here's what many buyers don't realize. Your loan is reviewed again, often right before closing. Any new purchases, especially one tied to credit, can instantly change your debt to income ratio, and even deferred payment offers still count as debt from a lender's perspective. This is a very common first-time homebuyer mistake because it doesn't feel risky at the moment. Now, what do we do instead? The safer approach is simple. Make a written list of everything you want to buy and wait until after closing. If something is absolutely necessary, pause and call your lender first before moving forward. Don't assume cash purchases are automatically fine. Always confirm that they won't affect your required reserves. Keep this phrase in mind. Keys first, purchase later. Number 2, quitting, losing, or changing your job. Income stability plays a major role in loan approval. Even positive changes like a raise or a new opportunity can cause issues if they involve a change in pay structure, moving to commission, switching industries, or becoming self-employed. What surprises many buyers is that employment is often verified days before closing, sometimes within the final 72 hours. Assuming approval is permanent can quickly turn into a first-time homebuyer mistake. Now, what do you do instead? Whenever possible, stay in the same job all the way through closing. If a change is unavoidable, talk to your lender before accepting anything. Ask how the change affects approval and keep documentation like offer letters, pay structure, and start dates. Think of it as protecting the finish line. Short-term stability now supports long-term goals later. So if you've got to suck it up on that job you hate for just 30 more days, keep the goal of holding those keys in mind. It'll hold you through until the end. And speaking of moving from a distance, trying to get a feel for a new city when you're not actually here, it can be rough. Google can't tell you what it feels like to live somewhere, and scrolling endlessly usually just creates more questions. So I put together a relocation guide to help make the transition smoother and help you settle in faster. If that sounds helpful to you, you can grab it for free using the link in the description. Now, number 3. Not having proper documentation. Loan underwriting doesn't rely on explanations. It relies on documentation. Even when money is legitimate, large or irregular deposits can raise questions if they can't be clearly sourced. Common issues include large cash deposits, missing bank statement pages, outdated pay stubs, unfiled or incomplete tax returns. When documentation isn't complete, everything slows down. This is another frequent first-time homebuyer mistake, especially when buyers underestimate how detailed the process can be. Well, what do you do instead? Create one digital folder and keep your bank statements, your pay stubs, tax returns, and identification. If you don't want it in a digital form, keep them in paper form, but keep them in a file somewhere that's easily accessible so that you can give them to your lender when they're requested. Avoid cash deposits during the loan process. If funds are gifted, use a proper gift letter and maintain a clear paper trail. And respond quickly to document requests, even if you think, I've already submitted that document. Organization and responsiveness keeps closings moving. Number 4, missing deadlines. Real estate contracts include strict deadlines designed to protect everyone involved, and these can include inspection periods, appraisal timelines, finance and contingencies, missing a deadline, it can result in loss of contractual protections, financial penalties, or the deal just falling apart entirely. Delays also increase stress and uncertainty as closing approaches. So, what do we do instead? Treat every deadline as a closing requirement. Add important dates to your phone, your calendar. Set reminders. Check in weekly with your agent and lender to confirm progress. Turn documents in early whenever possible. And check with the recipient to make sure they actually receive them. Consistency and communication are key to a smooth closing. Number 5, applying for new credit. New credit often feels harmless. A store card, a balance transfer, a financial offer at checkout, to save that 10%. But new credit can lower your credit score, increase your overall debt, and trigger a last-minute review. Credit is often rechecked before closing, and new activity can create delays. This is another first-time homebuyer mistake that happens when buyers assume nothing has changed. What do you do instead? Freeze all credit activity until after closing. Just say no. Just say no to store cards, personal loans, buy now, pay later plans, even deferred payment options. If an unexpected situation comes up, stop and call your lender before applying. Celebrate your closing with new credit, not before. The home buying process rewards consistency. When finances stay steady, employment remains stable, and paperwork is complete, closings tend to stay on track. Most problems don't come from bad decisions, they come from missing information. So if you're ever unsure whether something could affect your loan, just pause and ask first. One quick conversation can protect everything you have worked so hard for. Now you know how to protect your closing and keep it flowing smooth until the end. Click here to learn more about the cost of living in Shreveport-Bossier. You might be surprised at what you find.